down, triple down. Gained the lead.
Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back, and today's a quick review of the new exotic rocket launcher, Two-Tailed Fox. Now to start off, I think it's in an odd spot. I like it a lot, but it's kind of in an odd spot. We'll talk about it throughout the review. Since day one, Destiny 1, your exotic choice is special. One weapon, one armor piece, they're designed to be special. Now in the beginning, we just didn't get that. I was one of the ones that didn't spend my precious strange coins on a rocket launcher of all things when Xur brought Gallarhorn. I mean, who needs that? I just saved my coins for the next week, but it turns out all exotics can and do have a place. The Two-Tailed Fox is an exotic rocket launcher that shoots two rockets. That's its exotic perk, Twin Tails. The added perk is play with your prey. One rocket suppresses your enemy, the other rocket burns your enemy. Both of these rockets have tracking on a single target. When you look at the blast radius, the velocity, all the stats, you have to take into consideration that you have two rockets here. When you shoot the Two-Tailed Fox, it has a small delay, and then they move fast. Both rockets get to your target very aggressively, and it doesn't seem to relate to the velocity stat that it has. It moves like the Truth. I've seen some players compare it to the Truth rocket launcher from Destiny 1. It is a hybrid Truth Dragon's Breath from D1, and I loved both of those. So the first rocket is Suppression. First thing I wanted to check is if it had a debuff similar to Tractor Cannon, Melting Point, Tether, things like that. It doesn't appear that it does, but that's actually a good thing, because you don't want to be messing with those debuffs, canceling them out, especially Melting Point. So what it does do is it stops enemies from teleporting if they do. It can stop certain attacks due to the suppression. It has a place, and remember that's just one of the rockets. It comes into play into PvP as well. A rocket in PvP will do a max of 300 damage. That's where it caps out no matter what. But as you can see right here, I do 2 damage, literally 2 damage, but the suppression rocket was the one that hit him. It kind of stops his reign of terror right there. Now, I thought that I tracked him well enough to hit him, and I have no idea why it did 2 damage, but the result's kind of still the same. So it's nice to know that if you splash them with it, it's going to shut them down in a way. The second rocket does solar damage over time to burn the enemy, and that's nice, but I would like to have seen the tick damage a little bit longer. I have a solar burn in this Nightfall, so the Two-Tailed Fox is getting more damage with that rocket. The most I saw was just 4 ticks of burn damage, but that was rare. Most of the time I just saw 3 ticks of about 4,000 or so. Not too much, but it's enough. Now, I started off by saying that it's in an odd place. I do enjoy this launcher, but with Sleeper Sim, Tractor Cannon, Warcliff, Whisper of the Worm out there, it puts it in an odd spot. Because is it worth it to substitute for one of those? In some situations, yes. In some situations, no. I would say that if you're in a raid party and you guys are doing some DPS, you have some Whispers out there, some Sleepers. In that case, yeah, if you're running the Two-Tailed Fox, it complements all of that. But if your raid team doesn't have a Whisper or a Sleeper, or at least 50% of your team doesn't have one of those, or the Icalos shotgun, and you do, it's going to be worth it to your raid party to use one of those over Two-Tailed Fox. It has some crowd control capabilities, doing big damage to single targets. It's great. In a lot of the gameplay that you're seeing, I have gauntlets on that have rocket scavenger and enhanced rocket reload. That's going to be ideal, but without the gloves, the reload leaves really something to be desired. There is a downfall to using this exotic. You just have to be mindful of it, and that's the delay it has. When the rockets come out, they just kind of sit there for a split second, and then they move it like they were kind of shot out of a cannon. But since that split second is there, you want to be shooting this rocket mid to long range. The delay gets you killed in short range at times. It's not like other rockets where you can just kind of go pick up a brick, shoot it at your enemy's feet, let the explosion do the work. Not this one. You can't really do that with this one, and since it does shoot 2 rockets, you need some room with that, depending on where you are. I've been in windows, and when I strafe out with a rocket delay, one rocket will get out, but the second rocket will hit the wall. Same with enemies rushing you. It's a tough rocket to do that with, so really be mindful of it. And the 2 rockets, I've had times where the first rocket will hit a piece of cover, but the other one will kind of snake around that piece of cover and get the kill on my enemy. And since they come back to back, it's very slight, but it can have 2 separate tracking angles, and that's awesome. It's a good rocket, and to be completely honest, I have found few situations where I feel like I need to make it a part of my loadout, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad exotic, not at all. It does really good in Gambit, especially for invaders. The time it takes for them to charge their Queensbreaker or Sleeper, you can just lock onto them and send the rockets. And with that, you at least tie them. And in Gambit, it almost one-shots the Wizard. And with your team hitting a Primeval with supers, the shotguns, the Two-Tailed Fox just kind of complements all of that. I would need some more time with it. Every weapon is really good in numbers. I mean, 6 Sleepers, 6 Wardcliffs, maybe 6 Two-Tailed Foxes out there would do a lot of work, 12 rockets being sent at once, but it's been hard to find 5 others with the same exotic due to drop rates. I do put it in my PvP loadout when I'm not using things like Ace of Spades, Chaperone, weapons like that. Now, for some players, it's not going to take a Telesto out of their hands, it's not going to take a Colony out of their hands, things like that, but I personally find it fun. It has high kill potential with just how this exotic works, especially if you're playing control, because you have 2 rockets. It can shut down supers one way or another, with a suppression or an outright kill. I don't think it's the best option in the game, but then again, it isn't the worst. I would put it slightly above average. It's exactly what an exotic should be, if that makes sense. So let me know what your thoughts are on Two-Tailed Fox. Does it have a place? Now, I haven't done this, or I'm starting to, because a lot of content creators are reminding me to do so, and I also feel that I shouldn't put it before the video because you haven't seen anything yet, but if you haven't subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and for those of you guys out there that are subscribed, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This week, we have a Luna's Howl review, Warlock Chess Piece, the Chromatic Fire to review, and more. I can't wait. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.